We all know that the SEC versus Ripple case will not resume until sometime next year, and the next session keeps being pushed further back. However, good news to the XRP community, there are rumors that a settlement is underway, and that could potentially change the game for the crypto community. That's because since day one, this court case has never been just about Ripple. It's all about altcoins alike and what will happen to them once this court case is over. In more ways than one, the SEC plans on using their current experience with Ripple with other altcoins in the market. And that's why everyone's concerned about this case. But before we get down into all the details, let's roll that intro. As always, welcome back to MoneySide, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, welcome to the XRP fam. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our daily crypto news updates. Most people in the XRP army are still attempting to contact members of Congress requesting them to intervene because the SEC isn't abiding by the rules and regulations of the country. This court case has been ongoing for over a year now, but the SEC might be forced to strike an agreement. That's because this regulatory body has been engaging in a lot of fraudulent activities so that the court case would go their way. It actually is uncertain as to how many times this regulatory body will continue to deceive the public. The SEC has gone as far as to continually alter their statements, which in other words is to lie in front of the court just to avoid losing the case. They've even allegedly tampered with evidence just to change everything. But here's the most interesting part of it all. The SEC has been doing this almost throughout the proceedings of this case from the start. So will they now confess of committing a crime, or will they choose to go with the settlement? What do you think? Will the SEC finally tell the public the truth, or will they continue lying come next year? What I can tell you for a fact is that time is running out on this regulatory body. Bill Hinman's statement was used to defend Ripple's case, but the SEC quickly defended themselves by pointing out that those are just personal opinions. However, Bill's statement included the word "we" in it, which clearly states that the SEC was in on the comments by Bill. After declaring those statements as personal opinions, the SEC goes on to use Bill's statements to defend themselves, which now sounds like a completely confusing thing. Why would the SEC say in one statement those are personal opinions and in another those are our opinions? It seems they will only agree with a statement that suits their interests. And for the record, they are honestly tampering with evidence, which is illegal. Up to now, I'm sure you can see things as clear as day. The SEC will only use statements that they want and are clear to them. And that's not all. At the start of this case, Brad Garlinghouse pointed out that the SEC gave Bitcoin and Ethereum a free pass by declaring them as not securities, while in literal sense, they didn't give the public how they came up with that conclusion. By the end of this year, the SEC again, in the fear of exposing their dirty secrets, decided to change that statement and say that they never said such a thing. What? This court case is turning out to be the Wild Wild West. The government, represented by the SEC, clearly has a hidden agenda. And if it doesn't, then the other bodies of government should step in and stop this joke, because it's no longer funny. Ripple, since the start of this court case, has been bleeding out with losses and slowing of their roadmap, all because the SEC deemed it necessary to go after Ripple just when XRP was about to take down Ethereum and Bitcoin and become the ruling crypto. And that's where things start to get interesting. Is the SEC really after Ripple, or are they trying to protect Ethereum and Bitcoin because of selfish reasons? For instance, maybe they invested in those cryptos. It's so easy to see when the SEC is trying to lie and they are tripping over their own words. The SEC and Ripple are legally obligated to attend a settlement conference. And if you think of it critically, it seems the SEC has been trying to strengthen their bargaining chip on the settlement table. That's why they've tried to cover their own tracks and went after Ripple with everything they've got. Up to now, I don't think the SEC has any smoking guns under their table. They've presented all their facts. And I feel like if that's the case, then anyone who's ever played poker will tell you Ripple now has a higher likelihood of winning. Why? Well, they've comfortably defended all their attacks from the SEC, but the SEC was trying to avoid such confrontations. Therefore, if, and it's a big if, the settlement meeting doesn't go as we think, then the SEC are about to have one rough month. Ripple would then be on attack mode, and I highly don't think the SEC can take any more hits. That's why I believe, no matter what, Ripple has already won this case. And if Congress intervenes, the SEC risks being disbanded and new officials appointed there. The SEC is meant to protect the crypto world, not to attack it. And without a doubt, this regulatory body has been doing a shitty job by protecting their own selfish reasons. Now it's time for justice to prevail, and that starts with Congress and everyone calling out the SEC for their misdeeds. all in all, this case is about to end, and you know what that means for the XRP army? Well, it's time to stock up on XRP as much as possible. That said, time now to take a look at the charts. And we begin with XRP. And even with that lawsuit continuing between Ripple and the SEC, this coin still has the potential to reach its old 2018 all-time high price. Thus, in the short term, the technical target for XRP is $14. XRP currently ranks 7th in the market cap. If it will go to that price, then other coins will also go much higher. I think crypto will become the most shining star in all markets in 2023 and may start taking liquidity from stocks. Now, here's a look at Bitcoin. I found this Bitcoin chart interesting. Now, according to the pattern, we are waiting for a break above the right shoulder for the bullish impulse movement to start, knowing that we can still see one more bearish leg before the break. Will history repeat itself by 2022? I don't know. What do you think? You can let me know down in the comments section, guys. As always, trade safely, and please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only, but you can let us know what you think in the comments section below, and let's have a conversation. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and please click on that subscribe button below, and be sure to turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we drop our amazing content. Thanks again, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next Money Side.